Guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're looking at a brand new life simulation game that's just had a teaser dropped for it. The game is called Life by You and it is by Paradox, which is a large gaming company or publisher you've probably heard about. They created Cities Skylines. And another interesting thing about this game is that it's created with Rod Humble, who actually used to work on The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, I think, maybe as an executive producer. So it's from the Sims family, you know, someone who's got a lot of experience, which does give me a lot of confidence. This teaser is only like 30-40 seconds long. It is so short. It is the first thing we have ever seen about this game, so I think we need to keep an open mind and not judge it too harshly. But yeah, it's a very small snippet, so let's take a look. I'll also replace the music just to avoid any copyright issues. But yeah, Paradox. I think Paradox Tectonic may be a branch of Paradox working on this. I'm just assuming that. Life by You, we've got some rolling hills, we've got some cars zooming by, an interior, and a house, a build mode, interior, and a beach scene. And that is pretty much it. It is a very short snippet. Like I said, there's very little to work from, but this could be very early days. We have no idea when this game is coming out, if there's a date of when it's coming out, or if it's just like, hey, we're working on this. But they will have an announcement event on their YouTube channel on March 20th this year. Yay! So that is exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. But I think when I first see this, I'm kind of like initially excited because we don't get many sim-like games. A lot of the simulation games we have seen come from indie developers or very small studios, startup studios. There's not really many big publishers, if any, who really want to invest in a life simulation game, which I think is absolutely crazy because with AI technology, life simulation is gonna be insane in the future. Like, I feel like that's where gaming is going. And I know people might be like, oh yeah, you know, because you're in the space, but I really do think that life simulation has so much potential. I think it's crazy not more companies have invested in any life simulation games. And especially because life simulation doesn't have to be like The Sims. Like, life simulation can be really anything. It can be realistic, it can be like a dreamy world. I think The Sims has a nice balance of like simulating life, but also wrapping it up in like a charming aesthetic game, so it's really fun. I think Life by You, the graphics look definitely like they're going for a more realistic look than The Sims. And while I do like this, I'm a little bit worried about it not really having any style of aesthetic. Like, it looks a bit generic right now, and I know I can't judge it too much because we really don't know if this is like really early development or if it's going to change much. But I think I personally like a game to have a bit of style and charm about the graphics, because this definitely reminds me a bit more of like catalog furniture or like an architecture game. But again, I think with Paradox, like a lot of, from what I know about some of their games, it's very much more like technical than designed for casual gamers like The Sims, that is very much about casual gaming too. So yeah, I kind of wish the graphics were a little bit more like pretty, I guess, but maybe it's gonna change a lot. I am really excited to see a build mode. And if we go through the build mode on the left here, there's walls, roofing, and the roofing's quite similar to The Sims, I think, with what we have here. So it's maybe not too overly complicated, which I think is a good thing. Doors, windows, columns, furniture, stairs, fencing, landscaping, and maybe like a bulldoze option. Down here, I'm thinking these stairs might be foundation, up or down as a guess, and I really don't know what this window or this roof line means. It also kind of looks like we might be able to move the lot around just by the outline going over the path here, but again, who knows? And there seems to be a currency that I personally don't recognize over here. It's got a C, maybe 4 currency. It's interesting because it's like a 0 currency here, but then there's 524,000 total. So maybe this is the house value and the household money. I don't know, that's another guess. And it does say Cornelia Mackenzie's house. So it does look like, to whatever degree, you can manage families and go inside of their houses. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a step back from the detail of Sims where you really do focus in on every single character you create. Maybe it's more like you're managing different multiple households, more so than like focusing on one household. And it looks like there's arrows here, so that also makes me think maybe you design how big the lot is or the placement. Like it kind of looks like they're placing or shaping the lot and then you say yes, no, or like redo, undo. So that's kind of what I can see from the build mode and what I'm assuming. I also think it's interesting some of the windows are blacked out and then the door is lighter. Not sure if you can like, if that means anything or if it's just like how much light's coming through the other side. The lighting is really pretty with all the shadows of the trees. I do like that. And I love the idea of seeing cars again because I've missed them. That does look like there's a similar like camera where you can like move all around and you can select different pieces to work on. I think there's like a gift or a package down here. The lighting does look nice. I don't know if these brown walls are feature walls or if that's like a really strong shadow, probably feature walls. And it does look like this is an active house because this house, I mean, you could scroll across and then that become the focus and it render more, but right now that looks like it's not rendered like this house is. I also love this little house. That's cute. Or it's something. So yeah, I don't know if this character like left a package there. I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, they're walking. Wait, are they moving as we're building? No, they're frozen in time, so time looks like it stops. Then we have the inside of the house. I do like seeing the familiar cutaway walls. The lighting is really pretty. I hope I hope the furniture looks different in-game or over time. I just want it to be a little more stylized. Or maybe it's a case of once you get used to it and play it, it's really good. Sometimes we are too quick to judge. The characters do look cute, like, there is a bit of style to the characters, even though we can't really see them. And I think these are flower boxes right here, a hanging chair. I do like the look of this wood too. And again, the lighting looks strong and the artwork looks nice. There's nice shadows. And then we go to the beach where you can see characters laying down. Is this kind of frozen? Yeah, this looks like it's paused. But yeah, you can definitely see like someone in the sand over here, someone walking, again, strong shadows, which is nice. And that's it. So I think, yeah, probably the biggest thing for me is like, maybe it's this room. I'm like, oh, I really want it to be more stylized, but that could change. And it's really interesting seeing the love hearts around these characters because that also makes me think you can create like relationships with your characters. So maybe it is that in depth. And we have cushions. I like the cushions. And I do like the shadows. I keep mentioning the lighting and the shadows because I really like that. There were quite a few comments about the frame rate on it, which you can kind of feel it's a little janky. It is like when you use the camera in The Sims 4 or, you know, when you follow cars when they're driving in The Sims 3, it's a similar feeling to that. And I just don't know enough about like The Sims working on their new game. Like I have no idea if this is going to be the same kind of realistic frame rate in their game or if it's going to be much smoother now that it's a newer game. But it does feel a little rough in the trailer. So again, it's just a teaser, so I don't know. But it definitely doesn't have the feel of like a fully fledged out trailer. It's definitely feeling more like work in progress. I don't know, I guess we'll find out more. I'm excited to check out a new simulation game. And like I said before, I do think it's crazy that other major publishers have not invested in life simulation games like The Sims. The Sims has had wild success. So maybe it's just really high risk to create a simulation game. It's really expensive and it takes a long time to make one. And maybe no one wants to do that. It just still feels like being a woman working in the gaming sphere, it really does feel like games and even gaming computers and gaming equipment is so still created for like a boy's boy. And honestly, it just deletes so many potential players instantly because not as many people fit into that anymore. Like it's such an old-fashioned view that just boys play games and shooters, you know what I mean? And I feel like life simulation game with AI being developed so much, online gaming being focused on so much, multiplayer, like life simulations where it's at is gonna be crazy. And how do you get people who aren't used to playing games into gaming? Life simulation. It's like, it makes total sense to me. So I am really excited to see a life simulation game that is more similar to The Sims. I really hope those graphics maybe look a little bit more different or maybe I get more used to them. So they look a little bit more like their own stylized aesthetic. as opposed to a little bit more generic. But then again, Paradox, like their games from what I understand are a lot more focused on like management games, not so much like pretty stylized games. Like it's very in-depth and not so much for the casual player, whereas The Sims I think is going to work for a lot of casual players very heavily, but you also get like me and some of you guys who play it all the time too. So maybe this is going to have more technical elements to The Sims that are kind of closer to city skylines. It'll be just really interesting to see. And I've got to keep a very open mind because it's so easy to quickly judge a game that isn't like the game you usually play. And also when you don't know how far in development it is, I think it's best to keep an open mind. And as the bare minimum, I am so excited we have another life simulation game being brought to the table. So that is really cool. I do like the shadows in the game. Why am I so focused on these shadows? I just really like the shadows. I guess because we don't really have that to the same degree in The Sims. I like the plants. Like there's elements of the style that I am liking. I feel like the stairs look like you can edit them a lot because these look really steep. So maybe you can like bring them out and push them in. But I'm just getting the vibe it's going to be a little less focused on the characters and maybe a little bit more focused on multiple households. I don't know. Bowsy's fully out now, snoring. So sorry about the snores in the background. Oh, they're little snores. Yeah, let me know what you think about this game. I'm definitely going to be tuning in on the 20th to hear more about it. So excited. And again, I'm liking this tree. I'm like, you know what? I'm warming up to the graphics. I am, and I do think the beach is very pretty. So maybe I'm too quick to judge. It's only because I'm really wanting a good life simulation game to play. And I do like this wall. I do like the artwork. I do love the flowers. You know, there's a lot going on here. So let me know what you think about Life by You. I like the name. I like the idea. I can't wait to see more. I'm super excited. And I'm going to keep you guys updated. Let me know in the comments down below if you want more updates about this game, more videos, even though it might be short. Sorry, I hope it's still worth seeing because I really wanted to talk about it and see what you guys think. So let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys are having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much to my amazing members for supporting this channel, and also keep an eye out for live streams. I did a few the other day, and we also played Dreamlight Valley, which I'm kind of getting obsessed with right now. I think we're going to do more Dreamlight Valley streams as well if you want to tune in, or you can watch them back on the live tab. So check that out as well if you want to. Anyway, guys. Oh, and also we're going to have a lot of get-together content coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that as well. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I'll speak to you soon. Dag dag!